A time I demonstrated leadership to address a challenge in a professional environment was when one of my members called into shift and they left shift understaffed with our labor and delivery department undermanned with nobody to register walk-in patients. My task as the team lead was to oversee my people working in the emergency room or ER and L&D or labor and delivery. On top of performing my own job duties, with nobody to watch labor and delivery, I had to watch both the ER and assume labor and delivery duties and responsibilities. As a leader, the steps I took were to immediately notify the rest of my team of the call-in. Next was to plan how I was going to assume the responsibilities of another person, and as soon as I created a plan, I communicated that to the rest of my team. Next, I went to the labor and delivery department to introduce myself to the clinical staff and let them know of my plan of how I was going to cover the department for their shift being short-staffed. The final step of the plan was to implement it and make sure I stayed on top of communication with each department. The outcome of the shift was that we stayed on top of patient registration within each department, with no patient being discharged without completing their registration, which was my biggest concern of the night, being understaffed. The lessons learned with this is that communication and transparency can go a very long way, and people are more willing to work with you if you put in the effort to communicate.